Have you ever watched someone hand away their whole future without blinking? I was 20 when the boy across the hall got diagnosed with aplastic anemia. His name was Theo. He was 6. I'd been babysitting him since he was 2 months old, back when his mother, Renata, first moved into 4C with a car seat and 2 garbage bags of clothes and no one else in the country. I found out the way everyone in that building found out anything, through the walls. Renata screaming. Theo had collapsed getting his shoes on for school, bleeding from his nose and his gums, gone pale as paper on the hallway tile. Renata cleaned offices at night, 2 buildings, 6 nights a week, under the table. No insurance, no leave, no cushion. She stopped going in the first 2 weeks and slept upright in the vinyl chair beside his bed. Then the eviction notice came, and the hospital's financial office started calling, and she had to choose between an apartment and a treatment plan. I found her in the parking garage at 11 at night, sitting on the concrete between 2 cars, not even crying anymore. Just done. I gave her my school money, $31,000 from 4 years of double shifts at a catering company, the money I'd been counting since I was 16. My father didn't speak to me for 11 months. He kept saying I'd wrecked my life for people who weren't mine, but Theo wasn't a stranger. Theo was the kid who taped drawings of me to my own door, who made me check under the bed twice, always twice, who called me his extra person. That money bought 7 months. I picked up weekend shifts, sold the car my grandmother left me, cashed out a savings bond meant for a wedding I hadn't been proposed to yet. When his hair went, I buzzed mine in the hospital bathroom with clippers I bought at a drugstore. Renata had to go back to work. Her supervisor made it clear, another missed night, and the position was gone. So I learned. I learned how to read the pump alarms, which beep meant air in the line, and which meant occlusion. I learned platelet counts and neutropenic precautions and how to hold a 6-year-old still through a bone marrow aspiration by narrating a story about a dog who becomes a bus driver. One night in March, his temperature hit 104.2, and Renata was across the city with a floor buffer and no phone on her. I called her building 14 times. Theo went gray in my arms in the back of a cab. They took him straight through the doors and I stood in that waiting room for 5 hours in my catering uniform with his blood dried on my sleeve. Renata got there at 6 in the morning, still in her work clothes, and said the thing I'll never forget. She said, I am not enough for him. I held her in that hallway, and we both fell apart. The next week, I withdrew from my program and took a job as a patient care tech on the pediatric floor. Better pay than catering, and I could be in the building. For 8 months, we ran on a system. My shift, then Theo's room, then Renata's shift, then sleep in shifts like sailors. He started calling me his night guard. The attending stopped looking for Renata during rounds and started asking me because I kept the notebook. Every temp, every transfusion, every reaction dated. Then a compassionate use trial opened at the Children's Hospital 2 hours north, fully covered. He got a slot on the 6th try. The counts came back up in week 5, then again in week 9. By month 4, he was arguing with nurses about bedtime, which is the best sign there is. The day he was discharged for good, Renata gave me an envelope. She'd been working doubles for a year and a half without telling me. $31,000, every cent plus a little over. I tried to give it back. She wouldn't take it. She said, you gave me my son. Take your life. I didn't need it the way she thought. The hospital had a tuition program for employees, and I'd already been accepted. I'm a pediatric hematology nurse now. Same floor, same fluorescent lights. Theo is 11. He's been clear for 5 years. He comes by every other Saturday with a shopping bag of markers he buys with his own allowance money, and he hands them out room to room, and he tells the little ones the one about the dog who drives the bus.